And hi everyone, I'm today's moderator of round 4, and today we're gonna talk about we're gonna discuss about social media impact on our lives. And then some people say that social media does harm than good, but some others don't agree with that. And I want to hear your opinion on it. And I'm gonna show you two different videos which last 5 minutes, and then we're gonna have 15 minutes discussion, which I expected. And then yeah, let me share my screen. Okay, that was the first video. It's mostly about like general background of social media, and then this video will be about what's a real impact on our daily lives. Okay, that's the end of our video. And basically, like social media use has skyrocketed over the past decade and a half, and the growth in the number of people who use Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and other social media platforms, and also the time spent on there has gathered much concern among policymakers and psychologists, teachers, students, and also it's about social media and its influence on our lives, also psychological well-being. And let's start our discussion about it, pros and cons of social media influence. And Yana, I would like to start with your concern about it.
Well, I will just remind you a little thing. We couldn't hear your video's sound, but it's okay. We understood because there was like a subscription, so we kind of understood what the video was talking about. So I got impressed that um, nowadays, well, what I mean by nowadays, like the new generation, like the kids nowadays, like uh, like under 10, they're very used to the usage of the smartphone and internet, not only for the uh, social network service, but the chatting application or like YouTube and etc. It's like their main ideas, and now people are very actively networking through social network services. So I mean, it can be very it can cause various problems because it's new things. Because I remember I started to using a Facebook when I was in middle school, but it's kind of a new concept of idea because internet hasn't been invented in early 1980, 90, those kind of times, like our ages. So um, it's a controversial and problematic because it's such a new thing. And I mean, I don't really do much social network services because I'm lazy. But how should I phrase this? But I think we have to face some problems making little restrictions for problems causing, but I mean, we cannot stop them because it's already in our life. So I will toss to other people.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's already part of our life. And about mentioning about part of our life, Yeonju, like how how is that important part of your life?
How important social media is in my
Yes.
life. It is important, especially with this COVID situation. We cannot really communicate with our friends, our teacher without social media things. So I think really embedded in my life, and I use it often. Well, not often. I use it like every hour, every single hour I use it, and it's really a great way to catch up with other my fellows, what they are doing. And also when, like, especially with our school, like all other students are from other countries, and it's hard to graduated too. And it's important, that's why, to meet and talk to my friends.
Yeah, so we talked about both our participants talked about like connection among people, right? And how about talking about adverse side, negative effects of it? Lemon, what's your thought on it?
I think addict to social media or like the using to social media. A good part like discuss we can meet a lot of people, like connect with others. However, it's also maximize the opportunity that you may met some weird people. I mean, some people that is not have the same value with you, but they just come to judge you. I mean, for example, if you post something on Instagram, that because everybody can see it, like there could be somebody actually come there and comment you with some negative experience. However, for us, we just want to enjoy our life, right? We don't want to judge others, because I just heard a news a few days ago that there is Japanese actors. I don't know if you guys read that. It was top trend on Japanese Twitter. Is like she suicide because she was in a like reality show, and then because there are some other girls there as well and have better appearance compared with her, and it's like a dating, a blonde dating, something like that. And all the Japanese not only Japanese, I think the people who watched the show was commenting that how you dare like compete with other girls. They are so much more beautiful than you, and you are nothing compared with them. And then a few days ago she decided to suicide because she has suffered a lot of way too much. And I think also in Korea, that's a lot of celebrities that happened last year that suicide because of all this suffer on social media. I think we have to use it wisely. Like you have to know there is I don't know, still a range or distance between each other, that even though social media bring us more closer, but we have to sometimes try to still keep that distance, that do not be too curious about other people's life. That yeah, that's also what I have experienced from my personal life. Like, don't be too curious. It's actually like the other people can give the ability to people to see their life, but actually we can, it's not necessary, like we can choose. So yeah, I think to the negative part is like there will be a lot of people like watching you and give you a lot of like extra stress which you do not need to suffer.
Yeah, so we can say that social media triggers our insecurities, and when you browse through any social media platforms, like you will find pictures of people who seem to be having one best time of their lives, traveling, higher grades, achievements, right? And then like this kind of usage has been identified to cause distress and trigger our insecurities about ourselves and our lives. And also, the most vulnerable are the young people who feel very pressured to make things happen in their lives and keep up with their peers. And speaking about vulnerable youngs, and how do you feel about it, Jason?
By vulnerable young people, what age group do you mean? Like teenagers?
From
Huh?
starting from 18.
Oh, right. Well, I'm not a digital generation like you guys, so I've only started doing SNS like the past year or so. So my point of view is that it's all very provocative, and it's kind of very impulsive, and it's all a bit of a theater, because as you guys just said, it's just a photo of the best moment out onto the, out there, and people kind of think that that's your everyday when it's not. So but I think it's good in terms of getting out a message, like a political message, for example, on something that's unjust. And I think you just have to use it really wisely. But the question was, how does it affect the vulnerable young people? And I think it does, because everyone's too kind of, they're becoming vulnerable to what's just on the appearance. They don't really think about the deeper meanings, they don't think, you know, about what the consequences of these things are, how it affects you. And I think it's quite big psychologically. And it attacks, when you said, because people are insecure, they look at these images, they're curious, and they judge, and they put like really comments that are really negative sometimes. So I think if you can be very kind of find your way around using it wisely, of course it's a good way of getting ideas, trends, whatnot, to be on top of the situation. But otherwise you will become a victim. So just know, be aware of what you need to, how to use it, basically.
Yes, it's the way how we use it, right? And Midon, have you ever thought that it overloads you with a lot of information, like bombarding with news feeds, and which is necessary or unnecessary?
Uh, you mean the main information from SNS?
Yes.
What I think about that? So, well, I don't use Bixby or Series because I just use my phone by myself. But, well, I totally agree that, well, phone SNS gives us a lot of information. I mean, like, including internet. Like, back then, if there's no internet, we have to go to the library or bookstores to buy a book or borrowing a book from library. And like, even though it's cartoon, whether it's cartoon or novel, it's kind of hard to read for somebody, like, especially reading a book is kind of hard job. So, but if you have only your phone, you can see any information you want, or sometimes you can get, like for example, that I have to buy some birthday present gift for my friend, and I don't have to go to any stores like department stores or other stores. I just have to like click some site that what I should buy or something. So I think that it is important for us because it gives lots of information. However, since it's kind of ocean of information, we have to we have to decide which one is true or which one is false, like which one is right or wrong. So we have to use it carefully. And also some for teenagers, like they have like lack of this decision. They have like power of decision. So we have to, like adults, like us, we have to taught teenagers like what should we, I mean, what is wrong or right. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Mitchell. So among 4 out of 5 people, they are Korean. So I have a question here. Like, I felt like there are a lot of people being so harsh on some people lives through their comments on social media, right? And sometimes it led to suicide and depression among the idols. And how do you feel about it, Ina?
Well, I personally think we have to strengthen the legally, like for the punishment for sure. Like, uh, since it's kind of relatively new thing that the legal system hasn't really prepared for this. So I mean, you can sue now with the like litigation or something like that, but not really. It's very hard to sue that was causing a bad comment on your social network services such as Facebook or Instagram. I think Instagram is the worst one because Facebook is a little bit easier to recognize who you are, but Instagram on the other hand, it's very hard to recognize. So it's kind of very hard to sue the person that commented the bad one in your Instagram account. So, well, I think the important thing is we have to make a guideline to, either punish the people or either get protected, because we talked about the vulnerable ages, the teenagers or children. I mean, for adults, maybe they will find a way to, fight against or either stop using the SNS. But for the vulnerable ages, it's very hard to. That's why they, we causing the issue with the internet bullying kind of stuff. So I personally think we could act poor, right? So it should be reduced, and the easiest way is strengthening the punishment, I guess. And make a guideline for sure. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your idea. So many of us have like conflicting feelings about social media, and we need to keep in mind that social media is just tool designed for communication, not like social comparison or feel depression or feel insecurity about ourselves. It's the way we use it. It can cause harm or provide us with benefits. And thank you guys for discussion today. This is the end of our discussion. Thank you all. Let's go back to the main room, main vision.